To the member for East Hills.
Mr. Speaker, my question is directed to the Minister for Energy and Environment. Can the Minister please update the House on how the government is continuing to deliver lower energy bills for hardworking families and businesses across the state?
Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, can I just paraphrase the Prime Minister and say, how good is the member for East Hills? How good is the member for East Hills? In fact, she's the best member for East Hills since the last one, Mr. Speaker. She is doing an outstanding job. And Mr. Speaker, one of the things she's been doing an outstanding job on is advocating for lower energy prices for the people of East Hills and the people of New South Wales. And Mr. Speaker, that's exactly why the New South Wales government is absolutely focused on driving down energy prices across this state. And we've taken powerful action to do that, Mr. Speaker. In fact, we've already stripped $7 billion out of the energy networks in New South Wales as part of our New South Wales Network Reform Program. That's all about ensuring that those costs aren't being passed on to New South Wales households and businesses. We've also got the Empowering Homes program. That's about giving citizens across this state, households across New South Wales, the ability to access cheap renewable energy through rebates to get solar panels and battery systems on their homes. So it's not only about cheaper power, it's also about cleaner power, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we're doing a number of other things. We've also got the Energy Switch program in New South Wales, which I can see you're very excited about, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, the Energy Switch program is all about empowering New South Wales citizens to find the best deal to give them the best price on their energy bills. It's not just electricity, but it's also gas. And this is an initiative driven by this government, which gives households the opportunity to find the best deal that meets their needs. And those that have signed up to the Energy Switch program have on average saved $400 per annum, $400 per annum. So, Mr. Speaker, I'd encourage every member in this House who cares about driving down power prices in their communities to encourage the citizens of their electorates to sign up to the Service New South Wales website where they can check what is the best deal for them and start saving money today, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, these are just some of the proactive and positive changes that the New South Wales government is delivering to drive down power prices in New South Wales. But, Mr. Speaker, there are many vulnerable people in this state and they're doing it tough at the moment. And that's why we've got a number of rebates to make their lives easier. So we're delivering over $342 million back to vulnerable families and citizens in New South Wales. There are a number of rebates that include the gas energy rebate, the low-income household rebate. And, Mr. Speaker, as at July this year, we've just introduced a new rebate into New South Wales, the Senior Citizens Rebate. And that gives senior citizens, independent seniors in New South Wales, $200 off their energy bills every year. So that's a great win for our senior citizens. And, Mr. Speaker, could you believe that those opposite didn't want to see the senior citizens energy rebate delivered in this state? I note the interjection of the member for Parramatta. He too is outraged by this. We on this side of the House will always stand up for our senior citizens. Mr. Speaker, but what I will say is that it's not just about delivering cheaper power in New South Wales. It's also about delivering more reliable energy into New South Wales. And that's exactly why we've got a plan to increase supply in this state. We understand that it's important to increase new generation, like wind and solar, but it needs to also be dispatchable, backed by dispatchable energy. So we'll back gas. We'll also look at other ways to deliver that. And I know the member for Mile Lakes is very keen to see more baseload power into the system. And we'll be working to deliver that. And we're going to be technology neutral about that. And we're not going to demonise coal just for the sake of it. That's what I'll say on the record, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, you know, it's not just about delivering reliable power, it's also about delivering sustainable power in New South Wales, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that's why we're looking to create new renewable energy zones in New South Wales, to not only bring new energy into the system, but to create jobs in the regions. We're going to invest in ensuring that we deliver new generation capacity into our regions. We've identified three regions, one in the southwest, one in the central west, and one around the New England. And I know the member for Northern Tablelands is very excited about not only clean, green energy coming into the grid, but also excited about new investment and new jobs being created. Sorry? He is flushed. He's so excited by this, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's fair to say everyone is excited about...
Member for East Hills. 2 minutes to go. Can I ask...
Did you give it to me?
Yeah, I've given you 2 minutes, but I'm just waiting so that you have silence for your precious last 2 minutes.
Well, that's very kind of you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Could I have quiet, please? The Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm really excited about our positive plan to deliver affordable, reliable and sustainable energy for the citizens of this state. We want to make sure that when people turn the heaters on this winter, they're going to work. We want to make sure that when people get their power bills, they're going to be reasonable. And we also want to make sure that when families...
on 3 calls.
We want to make sure that when families know that they're getting their power, that it's not going to be polluting the environment. So we're focused on those objectives, and there are a lot of people excited about that, Mr. Speaker. We're getting a lot of good feedback from our stakeholders in this space, Mr. Speaker, and I'm pleased to see that a lot of stakeholders are making lots of comments in the energy space. And I noted the feedback from one important stakeholder. In fact, it was a brave union whistleblower, Mr. Speaker, from the ETU. Mr. Speaker, a key stakeholder in the energy portfolio, and his name was Paul Lister. Mr. Lister, who's the communications manager at the ETU, and he tweeted last week some feedback, and it said, "It's disappointing to say the least that the Leader of the Opposition backed Ernest Wong over Mark Buttigieg for the New South Wales Upper House prior to the last election." Mr. Speaker.
Member for Port Stephens rise on a point of order.
It is 129, and I don't understand why we're stopping the clock, given that is perfectly something I'm able to raise in circumstances where the Minister is absolutely not being relevant to the question he was asked.
Thank you. The Minister has been highly relevant for most of his answer, consistent with most responses. I give a little bit of leeway, and particularly on the last question on Thursday, I gave a little bit more leeway, so I'm happy for the Minister to continue for the last 30 seconds of his question.
Well, if the ETU is not relevant to the Energy Minister, I don't know who is,
Thank you,
Mr.
Minister.
Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, I'm very interested to see that the Leader of the Opposition backed Mr. Ernest Wong, someone who will be a star witness at an upcoming inquiry, over poor old Mark Buttigieg, who is now in the upper house. So the question has to be asked, why was that the case? And why did she back him after media had reported that Mr. Wong had been unknowingly cultivated by Chinese intelligence
Minister, would you resume your seat? Minister, would you resume your seat,
intelligence operatives? Well reported in the media. So, Mr. Speaker,
would you resume your seat, please?
Mr. Speaker, I'd asked it you.
I couldn't hear the last bit, but I did hear your point of order, so I've given you the call.
And you probably didn't hear the Minister because he was continuing to talk after you had asked him to stop because there was a point of order call.
I understand that, thank you.
And the last time that happened, you put him on the Minister on a call.
I'm asking you what your point of order is, please.
It continues to be 129
right.
because you say you're allowing some leniency, but this is way beyond any sort of thing that should be given any leniency.
Thank you. Does the member for Kira have a point of order? Yes.
Three times today, ministers have refused to sit down when you have explicitly asked them to do so.
Thank you. Thank you. And I have made it clear. I have made it clear that when I call someone to a point of order, that the minister should resume his seat. Now there are occasions when I have to say it secondly because the minister's in the course of delivering a sentence, and it's my judgment call whether they're ignoring me deliberately or not. Okay, thank you. Minister, you have 15 seconds left. Please continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We on this side of the House are focused on delivering cheaper, reliable, sustainable energy for the citizens of this state, and those opposite have serious questions to answer about what they're doing supporting someone that will be a key witness at an upcoming ICAC inquiry.
Time.